everyone, this is Yvonne from Yvonne Ceramics. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to use fresh flowers like these ones here to make patterns on clay slabs, and then using the slab to make hand-built plate like this one here. Let me just show you. So you can see this one here, I've got some flowers pressed onto the clay slab to make this plate. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more videos each week. To start with our project, we will be starting with a lump of clay. So right now I have a lump of porcelain clay and we are going to roll it out on my table. And since porcelain is, this particular porcelain clay, I know it does stick to my tabletop, which is a plastic tabletop. So I'm using a plastic sheet underneath to help me with rolling out my clay. The thing with plastic sheet is it's also very easy to move around. I can just shift my plastic sheet. And I'm just going to peel this off. Do it the other direction. And peel it off. Do this the other direction. Okay, I think it's pretty good. So next I'm going to use my rib to smooth out the texture on the top of the clay. Now that we have prepared our slab of clay, I've got some beautiful flower this morning from the store. So I'm going to just press this flower in the middle here. And I have a small roller. I'm just going to roll the petal onto the clay. So sometimes you need to help a little bit. Make sure that it's flat. If you don't have stores that sell flowers, you can try to grow your own in the garden. I know it's a little bit hard in the winter time. So if you're making it in the winter time, you might need to get your flowers at the store. So you just need to make sure the flowers get imprint all the way around. So I'm just gonna do that. All right, so I have done press it or roll the flower petals on the clay all the way around. So let's slowly peel it off and see what it looks like. Okay, so everywhere looks good except for the bottom here. So I'm just gonna press some more right here. It can be a little bit tricky sometimes. So just try your best. So you can peel it off a little bit, just kind of peek to see how it is. If it's not good, you can just roll some more. Okay, so that's what it looks like. You can see clearly the petals here and the middle here with the flowers imprint. I think I would like to kind of help it a little bit, but I'm just going to see if this works. So I'm peeled off one petal here. I want to see if I can just roll it out like that to roll out the petal pattern onto the clay. Just to make the imprint deeper. Okay, I think I could. So I'm gonna keep doing it so that I get more imprint on these areas. So I think the imprint is looking pretty good. So next I'm going to use my knife tool to cut around the flower. So because the flower petal is an odd shape, so it's not like specifically round. So I'm just going to kind of do a somewhat general outline. Okay, so I'm done with the outline. Let's peel off the clay around it. Then I want to make this into kind of like a little round plate. So I need to get my mold. So my plan is to drape the slab onto a mold. So I have a few choices. I can either do it on this bigger round circle or this scallop shaped one. So I actually make these plaster molds in my other tutorial. If you're interested, you can check out my channel. I also have this one. It's also a scallop shape similar to this one, but a bigger mold. So I think I'm going to try with this one here. This is just a baking kind of bowl I got from Value Village. So I'm going to just cover with a piece of saran wrap so that the clay doesn't stick to the mold. And then next I am going to just move this, peel this plastic off from the clay. So let me just remove all the items around it. And then I'm going to just place this on here, flip this around and peel the plastic from the clay. The reason why I want to do it this way rather than just peel the clay and then moving it like that way is because I don't want to warp the clay. So now that I want to make sure it is centered, so I want to check to make sure the sides are somewhat centered. And then I'm going to just slowly drape around this mold. Kind of, because the clay is a little bit soft right now, so it's okay for me to shape it around the mold. So you can still move around because I have a piece of plastic between the clay and the mold. That's why it's easier to move around if I need to adjust the position of the clay slab. So I think this is pretty good. And as you can see, there's still some wrinkles here because of the plastic that I have. So I'm going to use my rib to smooth out those wrinkles. And you can use like a softer rib if you find that one too hard. And then I'm going to use a little wet sponge to help shape the clay onto the mold. I just rolled out a small slab here because I want to add a foot ring to the plate. So I'm using the lid of an underglazed jar as my template to cut out the foot ring. And then using another circle cutter to cut the inside of the foot ring. then I'm going to score this. I'm adding a little bit of water for jointing. And then here's the back side of my mold. I want to make sure this is a bit centered. And then just putting this on here. And then wetting my little paintbrush and just spinning the turntable to seal the foot ring to the bowl, and also the inside as well. Also using my wet finger to smooth the edge of the foot ring. And smoothing out the edges here on the inside of the foot ring. You can use 2 fingers if you want. Okay, so now I'm going to let it rest on this mold, and then I'm going to show you another flower and other combination of flower to make a plate. The next plate I want to show you is if you have flowers that are smaller like these ones here. That is a beautiful small yellow flower, and this shape here that will be beautiful on clay, and this one is Snapdragon. I'm going to use a combination of these flowers to make a plate. So right here I have rolled out a slab just like before, and I've already cut out a circle. This is the GL pottery plate form, the 5-inch form. So I'm just using this as a tracer. So I traced out the circle here, and then because you have a choice of different small flowers, you can just lay it out however you like it. So but try not to do it too close to the edge. So I think I might do something like this here, and then maybe a small one here and here. And then for the Snapdragon, I think I'll actually take, because it's really hard, it's this stalk here is quite thick and too many flowers. It'll be hard to transfer the pattern of the whole Snapdragon onto the plate. So I just took one bud here from the Snapdragon, and I think I'll go like that. Like that. So using my small roller, I'm going to roll this out onto the clay. And let's take a look. Okay, so that's a beautiful Snapdragon. Let me just zoom in a little bit for you. Okay, let's do this one here. Okay, that's pretty cute too. Now let's do the small yellow flower. I think I want one here. So this might be a little bit tricky. So I'm just using more pressure because It's a little bit tricky to press onto the clay. Okay, it's quite stuck onto the clay. I just have to use a little force. And so sometimes, because I use a bit too much force, some of the flowers got onto the clay. So let's take that out. So I'll try my best to take out most of the petal, but it's okay if I couldn't take out all the petals at this point. I can wait till it's bone dry, then I can use a small brush to brush out the flower petal there. And then I might do one more snapdragon right here. Okay, let's take this out. Okay, that's pretty good. So now let's take out the clay on the side. Right, so now we have kind of the general pattern that I like for our plate. And so we have 2 snapdragon, a little leaf here, a yellow flower, and the kind of a little bush kind of thing here. And so next I want to drape this on top of a mold. So I think for this one it might be a little bit too small to drape on it. I want something a little bit different, so I'm going to use the same mold here, this one here. So same thing, I'm just gonna place a piece of saran wrap between the mold and the slab. Let me just zoom out here. And then, like before, I'm just going to move this clay slab on top onto the mold. So that's the mold. I'm just going to do that. And then just going to lightly drape it, following the shape of the mold. Like that. And then with the wrinkles here, I can use my rib to smooth that out. And then I will add my foot ring. So the clay has hardened up a little bit just before little heart. So I wanted to trim or make the stiff edges here more soft, because if I just fire like this, it'll be too hard. So what I do is, I've already done on this part, is to press the edges together to make it more round, like this one, these guys here. So what I do is I just use a pinching motion with my 2 fingers to pinch the edges together so that it is not hard and sharp. So once I've done pinching, I can use a small paintbrush to smooth out the edges. So I have a small paintbrush here dipped in water. So I'm just smoothing out the edge here so that it is not too sharp. As for this plate that started off from a circle, I'm going to trim the edge with a shear form. So I'm just going around the edge, trimming it slightly. If there's any irregular edges, I can also use this shear form to trim it a little bit at this time. So these are the two plates we completed today. This one with the flower and the outline of the flower, and then this one with the combination of a few smaller flowers and a little bead that I add on in the end. So these are going into the bisque firing. So make sure you stay tuned to my channel for an update of when I glaze these plates. Thank you everyone for watching today's tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye bye.